Hey everybody, this is Brandon with Outdoor Home, and this is the Outdoor Home stay-at-home cooking demonstration. And today we are going to be doing street tacos. I'm going to be doing flank steak, which I have marinated. This is orange juice, soy sauce, and we're also using it's Meat Church lemon pepper seasoning, which we sell at Outdoor Home. It's a really good seasoning for the street tacos. It's really good on flank steak as well. But I probably marinated this for, I don't know, 30 minutes in the fridge. And I just kind of eyeballed the marinade. You don't have to use a ton of it. You can see there it's probably a couple of cups of each. And I just do half and half of orange juice and the soy sauce. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this out and let it kind of drain for a few seconds. Okay. Before we get started, I want to let everybody know that we are open. We are offering delivery. We're offering curbside pickup. If you guys are kind of out of the area, the delivery is just kind of Springfield and the surrounding areas, but if you are out of the area, we can absolutely ship it to you. But if you are in the area, stop by the store. Like I said, we're doing curbside pickup, and if you can't make it by the store, we are offering delivery. So just give us a call. At the store, we'll be available normal hours, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. So give us a call if you guys need anything, any supplies or whatnot. We are available. So the egg we have set at about 425, 450. I will probably put this on just here in a few minutes. We also are going to be doing the tortillas on the egg as well. These are just, I think they're white corn flour tortilla, not flour, corn tortillas. I use the small ones, don't do the real big ones. The small ones work a little bit better. And I like they're a little bit more traditional for a street taco. So, and I don't put any butter on them or anything like that, just do them raw, and I'm just going to crisp them up just a little bit. Actually, let's just do one right now. We'll get it ready for the taco. And I'll just throw it right on. We're doing direct heat, just right over the charcoal. You're going to just kind of let these sit for just a few minutes on each side. You don't want to get them too crispy, but just a little bit of browning on each side. I flip them every once in a while just to make sure they don't get burnt up or anything like that. You could also do a lot of different meats. You don't have to do steak. You could and if you wanted to use steak, you don't have to use flank steak. You could also do ribeye steak or whatever type of beef you can get. Flank steak's kind of more traditional. It's what you would mostly find in a street taco. It's pretty good meat. It's actually really underrated meat. People think it's kind of a cheap cut, but it's really good for street tacos or any other kind of dish that you wanted to make and you don't want to spend a bunch of money on beef. Flank steak's a really good option. Like I said, I'm just going to brown these up just a little bit. I don't want them too crispy. Just get them a little bit browned on each side. That's probably good enough. So I'll just set that to the side here. Let it kind of hang out. Stay warm in here. Once again, I did use this Meat Church. I'm going to add just a little bit more on top and on the other side as well, just to make sure it's nice and coated. Put that over. You also might notice, zoom in on that, you might see the grain there. You want to make sure you pay attention to that grain because you want to cut it against the grain when you're slicing this up, because you're going to slice it pretty thin, but you don't want to go with the grain or it's going to be really chewy and tough. So go against the grain this way here when you're slicing it. It'll make it a lot more pleasant to eat when you cut it that way. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and throw this on. You can see it's really hot. And I'm going to close that. We're going to cook that for about Oh, I'd say 2 minutes, and I'm going to time it. My timer here. Right. In the meantime, I'll show you kind of what we have going on top of the tacos. Traditional street taco, you're going to have lime, which I've already pre-sliced just for sake of time. Onion, just white onion. You don't do like sweet onion or yellow onion. I prefer white onion. You could use red onion if you wanted, but white onion's more traditional. And then you also have cilantro, which I've chopped up pretty fine. And that's pretty much it. You don't add a lot of toppings, cheese or anything else on there. But if you wanted to, absolutely, it would be perfectly fine to do so. Avocado, mozzarella cheese, not mozzarella, but probably like a cheddar cheese if you wanted to. It'd be really good on the taco as well. But this is more of a traditional recipe, very simple, not hard to do. You typically want to probably put it in foil when you guys get done cooking the meat and let it rest for about 10 minutes if you can. When I get done cooking this, I'll probably cut off a little bit and show you how I build the taco. But if you have the time, it's better to wrap it up in foil or Peachy's butcher paper, which we also sell at the store. And you might wrap it up and just kind of let it hang out for about, like I said, about 10 minutes would be best if you have the time. All right, we're getting there pretty close. This is a pretty thick piece, so it may take a little bit longer than 2 minutes. You can see it's getting a little bit of brown there, but I want to get a little hotter on there. And just kind of leave it. You don't want to play with it too much. I'm trying to get this to about a good medium, maybe a medium well. Typically on a steak, I would rather have it at about a medium rare, more of a pink center, but on the street tacos, I like it a little bit more well done than I would typically. It makes it a little easier to chew, and the flavor is just a little bit better when it's a little bit more done than medium rare. Open this up. I don't know if you saw this or not, but down here I have this about 3 inches, probably 2 to 3 inches open. I do have the spark screen closed, because at this temperature, you might get a little bit of stuff pop out, which if you do have a table like this, it could burn it. So I have this at about 3 inches open, and then here on top, I just have it just about I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 an inch sliver on the top there, and that just kind of keeps it at about 450 range, at least here at the house. And you can see it's getting a little bit brown. I want to get some flame on it, which is why I'm leaving the dome open just for a few minutes. Get some char on the meat. Close it again. I like to get everything ready and prepped, so everything is ready to go when you guys are out cooking. It makes it a lot easier if you have everything kind of ready and prepped. It just speeds things up a little bit, and as well as it just makes it a little bit more convenient if you're having to take stuff in and out of the house. It's a lot less hassle to have everything ready to go. Right, so we've been on about 4 minutes now. Flip again. Pop this open just a little bit more. Get some more flame on it. And you guys could try a lot of different things. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to use this type of meat, but we're encouraging everybody to kind of get out of the house, and even though we're kind of all stuck at home right now, you got to get out and try new things, try different recipes. You know, we've been doing this cooking demonstration for the next 30 days, every day at 1 o'clock. So if this is the first one you've seen, or if you've seen a couple of the other ones, you know, stay tuned. We're doing a lot more different recipes coming up. So definitely keep an eye out for those. Like I said, if you do have questions, feel free to give us a call. I mean, we can troubleshoot things over the phone. Talk to you about different recipes and temperatures if you're not certain, or if you're real new to cooking on the egg, or any grill for that matter. We sell gas grills, pellet grills, smokers, so we have a lot of options for everybody. If it's not real familiar to you, you know, definitely give us a call. We'll help you out through it. Probably a couple more minutes and it'll be ready to go. Tortilla ready. Sitting about 450 now. I left it open, so it's getting a little bit more heat on there, but that's completely fine. Typically, if I'm cooking on a steak, you know, I'm at 700 and 800 degrees. If I'm doing like a ribeye, a real thick ribeye, 2-inch ribeye, I'll be at 700, 800 degrees every single time. And I usually just do real quick, you know, 2 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute, and it's done. But with this, it's pretty thick piece of meat, and it's a little bit bigger piece of meat than a traditional steak, so it is going to take a little bit more time than a regular steak would, but it's completely all right. All right, you can see there we're getting a little bit of char on there, which is what I'm wanting. You know, we're sitting at probably a good medium rare right now. Char on that side. You can see it's still pretty thick piece of meat, so I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer. I definitely don't want it underdone, but I also don't want to overcook it either, so I'm gonna let it go just a little bit more. And I like that char. I mean, a lot of people think you're burning it, but you're not. That char is all good stuff in my book. It kind of adds to the flavor and lets you know you're cooking on a charcoal grill, even if it's not an egg, which in my opinion is the best grill out there. But you can do a lot of different things with a lot of different grills, and you can still get that same effect on a gas grill or a pellet grill. Alright, I think we're getting close. Usually flank steak isn't quite this thick. It's usually a lot less thick than this. It's kind of a big piece. It was about 2 pounds when I bought it, so it was a decent sized piece of flank steak. Like I said, normally I would let this sit for at least 10 minutes and just kind of let those juices redistribute inside of the meat, because you know when you cut it this quick, typically you know you're going to get some juices draining out, and the meat is still really trying to redistribute all those juices. So if you have the time, wrap it up in foil real tight and let it sit for about 10 minutes. I'll show you here. I like to cut it pretty thin. That's about almost perfect where you want it. You know, it's not too underdone. It's about medium well, I'd say. And the way I build these is I'm just going to put just a couple pieces right here on the tortilla, which I've already toasted. I like to put some lime on there just to kind of give it some limey flavor. And I do a little bit of onion, not too much, or your wife may not want to sit next to you. And that's it. You got a traditional street taco. That didn't take probably more than 10 minutes. It's really flavorful. I would recommend using the orange juice and the soy sauce if you can. Maybe even throw some lemon or lime juice in there, and just kind of what that's going to do is break down that meat and make it really tender. But that's a really good taco. If you guys have any questions, give us a call at the store. Like I said, we're open from 9 to 6 Monday through Saturday. We'll also be doing, like I said before, pickup, curbside pickup as well as delivery. So give us a call, and you guys have a good day. Thanks.